This is the Atlanta Wild versus the Palm Beach Breakers.
Stand by.
And they are off. Taylor, we're looking at two interesting teams here. The Breakers are having their best season yet. They're up 2 wins. They have no losses this season, which is unheard of for the Breakers. Their previous only team that they've won against in previous seasons was the Venom. This season, they defeated both the Venom and the Palm. So they are rewriting their history. For the Atlanta Wild, this is actually might be one of the losingest seasons they've had, unfortunately. They've had a tough break with a lot of a brand new team, first of all. You know, they've had a bunch of rookies. And also the fact that, the new team, and they totally rebuilt the team. So it's a whole new dynamic that they have. A lot of injuries that we've seen on the grid happen.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's definitely tough seeing a team that just had such a great season last year. They won the championship, and then they come in and they are having to play from behind here. Like you mentioned, they are dealing with a lot of injuries here, and then they lost, I want to say, about 11 athletes. So, of course, it's going to be a brand new dynamic. But I'm actually so excited to see the Breakers. And like you said, on the contrast, like they've been having a dream season. They have something out here to prove. And so you see here, oh wow, they're coming here. So you'll see Amanda Fisher actually back from the Wild. Amanda is the single day sign-in. If you remember her from last year, her and Griffin Roll was the anchors and the heartbeat of the team. So she decided to come back this weekend and help out with the Wild. It's going to give them some much-needed spark over here.
That's right. It looks like the Breakers are opting for a different strategy here. They switched mid-quadrant. So they switched in quadrant 3 for Joseph Gomez and Alyssa Hoffman. Amanda Fisher is back, like you said. Really important that she's back. You know, they need a partner forward win. It's been a long time for them. Matt Cable to the bar first, beating JoJo Gomez by about 2 reps, Taylor. You saw that?
Oh, yeah. They are moving, and having Amanda back is the spark that the Wild needed. She is crushing the ropes and the barbells like she's used to.
That's right. Joseph has a little bit of speed on Matt Cable, though. Matt Cable finishing just a second ahead of Joseph. Amanda Fisher, Alyssa Hoffman. Alyssa Hoffman is one of those Fab 5 rookies that we mentioned earlier, Taylor, and she is crushing it. Little misstep from her. Amanda Fisher with 3 reps remaining before they move on to the heavy ropes. Can the Wild pull off their first partner forward win of the season? Alyssa Hoffman off the rope. Joseph Gomez on it. Matt Cable, few reps to go. Amanda Fisher on that last rope. They are almost 5 reps ahead. Can they finish in time? And the Wild take that partner forward. Wow, Taylor.
That's amazing. And it was clean. If you remember from the previous matches, the Wild has won their partner forward, but unfortunately, a couple of them, they had to come back and run. So the fact that was extremely clean, and then having the vet like Amanda come in shows why they were champs last year.
Absolutely. That was an amazing showing from the Wild. I know they really needed that. You know, they needed that win. They were used to winning partner forward. You know, they had to take a step back and rebuild a little bit. They got Amanda Fisher back, which I think is a really important key here. But the Wild, the Breakers obviously not looking slow at all.
Oh, not at all. And we said it from the beginning. The Mats, they wanted to play a lot more of their rookies. And we said, we'll see throughout the whole match how it's going to affect them. And they wanted them to get some volume and some grid, some time on the grid. But with that, it's going to have some mishaps. And we saw a couple of mishaps over there with Alyssa Hoffman, which is you're going to have as a rookie.
The nerves.
Exactly. But when you have a vet like Amanda and Matt on the other side, then it's a good start for the Wild.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and take a look at these team rosters while we're talking about people, right? Let's go ahead and take it to that first team. Very fancy transition we got there. And we got the Atlanta Wild. Now, the Atlanta Wild, they have Amanda Fisher. She is a wild card. So go ahead and tell them what that means, Taylor.
So wild card, so each team, this is actually something new. Now you can have both a male and female be a wild card. So you're allowed to play up to 2 races without it affecting your substitution. So in the sport of grid, if you substitute out, then you cannot get substituted back in. That's omitted for the wild card.
There we go. So Amanda Fisher will probably be doing partner forward and mirror, of course. She's very fast. And I don't doubt that they're going to be putting Mixa Miller in here. She's number 57. She's very fast on those squats. Coach Dan said some of the fastest she's ever seen. Of course, Kawika Henderson is back. We've seen him get hurt on the grid twice. This is going to be the time, I'm knocking on wood, that it's not going to happen. So I'm sure he's going to come out here and crush it. I'm also taking a look at Vilma Gray as a leadership role.
Yeah, and I spoke with Kawika in the back. Like Kawika, I trained with Kawika and competed with him. He's a monster, but of course, dealing with those injuries, he said that his job is to not do any squatting, but to use his power and make sure he doesn't have to go below parallel. But I'm interested to see how they utilize him for those 2 races.
Absolutely, it's going to be a lot of fun to see. Of course, Tom is back, that we didn't see him for a while. Let's go ahead and take it to the breakers. I'll go ahead and let you charge this one.
All right, so again, we've been talking about the Fab Five. So that's the rookies. So we have Alyssa Hoffman, we got Andrew Dodd, Billy Shelton, Haley Booker, and Nathan Cobb, which Matt Hornaday has already coined as the Rookie of the Year. So I'm looking to see their utilization throughout the entire match to see how they go there. So I'll be looking out for the Fab Five. Absolutely.
It's been a lot of fun to listen, to just watch it play out for the Breakers, how much they have grown. Matt Hornaday, is obviously a huge part of that in the culture that he's building with the Newells, Josh and Shay, who are absolute beasts, and of course bringing on people from the former Venom and kind of putting them into their own team culture and building a team culture off of that. So that's a lot of fun. I'm taking a look at Evan Newman. He's not a rookie, but he will be playing in this match. And Nathan Cobb, of course, because we know that he's coming up. Sabrina Cheney is going to be killing it on those aerials that we're going to see in a little bit. I just know it because last season she didn't get to showcase them, but I know that she has it in her. But we're going to go ahead and come right back after you learn a little bit about the mirror race that we're about to see.
Mirror, the second race of every match, always features a barbell element. A male and a female barbell are placed in the first quadrant. Upon the start of the race, both are picked up by the team in any fashion by the 3 men and 3 women allowed in the race at any given time. Once the barbell leaves the ground, it may not touch the ground again until all reps are complete. If it does, the entire team must return to the start line before continuing. A set number of reps must be completed by both genders in each quadrant before the team can move on. Non-lifting players will act as the human rack to support the barbells as the team moves from quadrant to quadrant and switches performing players in the process as needed. Substitutions may happen at any time. Time stops when all reps are complete, and the last player crosses.
And they are off. This is the mirror race. Human racks are oh, look at them in the bottom of the squat, because that is when the rep starts, right? You have to stand up all the way. You have to show that full extension of the hips on these back squats. It's going to be 10 in every quadrant. Then they're going to use human racks to move them down the field.
Yeah, and I'm so excited to see the Wild crush this. I know I didn't mention him earlier, but I am excited to see David McKellar back on this. He took the first half of the season off to just focus on weightlifting, but him and Torm Sorka are going to be doing all 4 quadrants themselves.
Absolutely. I know they're making it look easy, ladies and gentlemen, but that is 315 pounds for the men, and that is 210 pounds for the women.
A little lightweight.
A little lightweight. Maybe it is lightweight, Taylor, you're right. I'm very impressed with Tom Soroka's squats here, by the way. He's worked really hard on that depth, and it is unquestionable. David McKellar, obviously, he's going to make those look easier. He has an Olympic weightlifting background, so he's used to getting down deep there. Sydney Wilson, of course, killer, and Amanda Fisher waiting in the wings. No doubt in my mind, Amanda Fisher is going to take, an extra quadrant there.
Oh yeah, and it's gonna come down to this last quadrant.
Oh!
No, it touched the ground. So
that's a fault from the Wild. That's a fault from the Wild. They're gonna have to drop it. Did you see that, Taylor?
Yeah.
That one of the ends touched the ground because they didn't do that transition right. Since it touched the ground, they had to do the 4-point touch and run back. They have 1 minute though. I'm sure they're going to complete it. It's an unfortunate mishap, but it happens. The Breakers finishing their last reps, and the Breakers are going to take that mirror race. I love a little give and take though, Taylor.
Oh man, that's very tough to see, but the mirror is actually so challenging. Oh, it looked like a little mishap here.
There's 1 rep remaining for the Wild. Not sure exactly what's happening here.
So take it off.
Not the best communication. Whoa. The Breakers are very happy about their win. Obviously, they only have 30 seconds to complete the rest of this race. They figured that one out.
And it's tough because it's a back squat. So you're in that back right position. So typically it's in the front, so it's easier to communicate. But when that weight is in the back, it's so much harder for you to yell out and your teammates to hear. So it's a big communication error there. But it's very unfortunate to see that happen.
Absolutely. It's a tough one. I would be upset, you know, if I was Coach Dan, but I don't know if I would waste one of my my flags on that. The referee was in the finish line. She kind of got ran over there. Kind of sucks when you're in the heat of the action. Yeah, you got to get to that finish line, you know?
It is. And you already see Sydney Wilson is not happy.
She sure is not. But I wouldn't be either. It looks like there was a lot of things that could have been avoided there, but it happens. It's a sport, you know, team sport. You rely on each other, human errors, all that fun stuff.
It is. Communication is everything. But in this, you got to be a goldfish. You have to have a 10-second memory.
I love that. There we go.
Ted Lasso. Shout out Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
But I need Sydney to get back into it because she has her ringer point against the two queens going against each other. Vita. So Vita and that's it.
Yep.
Yeah. So both of them are going to be going head to head with the cluster. So I really hope that Sydney's able to shake it off and to get back into it because the team is going to need her today.
They definitely will, Taylor. Very well said. But we're going to take a break because we're going to go to my friend Daniel at the start line with Matt Hornaday. Daniel?
I'm here with Matt Hornaday, the coach of the Palm Beach Breakers. Matt, got a lot of stakes on the line for today, solidifying a playoff spot in the championships in August. Partner forward, slow start, but you redeem it here in the mirror. What do you tell the team to get them pumped up and motivated to take care of business today?
So the focal point for today is we know what we need to do, and we know what we can do to lock in our seat in the playoffs. So like everybody's focused on doing that. We've got a birthday girl here today too, Alyssa. It's her birthday. So we're winning for her. We're winning for our veterans on the team. Vita's been on this team for the past 5 years, and this is going to be our first opportunity to make the playoffs. So everybody knows what's on the line. Everybody knows what we're playing, and they know that we're playing to win to get into the playoffs.
Absolutely. You can't overlook the Wild. Despite having an 0-2 record, they are with some new pieces. Do you look at those new pieces, or are you just business as usual for the team?
We're focusing on our game plan. We know what we need to do to execute, and we know what we need to do to win. That's all we're focused on. It doesn't really matter who's on the other side. We know our times, we know our splits, we know where we need to be.
Absolutely. That's Matt Hornaday, coach of the Breakers. Good luck.
Thanks, man. Yep. Appreciate it.
Wow, happy birthday, Alyssa. That's awesome. No better way to, you know, spend your birthday than playing on a grid team and sweating and having fun with your team.
Exactly, and what better birthday present than to help your team earn their first ever playoff berth.
Oof, that'll be an exciting one for sure. Now, we're looking forward to this Ringer Point race. Ringer Point race is, of course, specialist versus specialist. You send your best two people for any given element on your team head-to-head. So it's going to be a lot of fun, especially this one. As we said earlier, you gave them a little taste for it, but it's going to be Sydney Wilson of the Wild and Vita Vetterkind of the Breakers. They're going to go head-to-head on 5 clusters at very light 135 pounds. So you can't even blink because you're going to miss it, right, Taylor?
Oh, my goodness. When I saw the matchups for all the matches today, I had this one circled, hearted, starred, all the little symbols.
Like when we have our pen and we're drawing
exactly.
on the screen.
I had everything, little smiley face and everything, because this is a queen's ball right here. So I'm excited. Sydney and Vita are arguably the two best barbell specialists, not even just out of the women, just period. And they're both just been carrying their women's team. So I'm excited to see these two queens go head-to-head. Both of them are undefeated in the ringer. So somebody is going to stay undefeated. Somebody's going to have to carry that L.
That's right. And they both showcased it their very rookie year. So they're friends, you know. They have love for each other. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. I couldn't have said it better myself, Taylor, especially Sydney Wilson coming off of this mirror. She was walking back. Everybody was, you know, trying to talk to her. You know, she's like, I don't need consoling. I'm going straight into this like a G. As she is.
Exactly. And she kind of had one half of the barbell on one side. So I'm hoping that she didn't tweak anything that doesn't affect her in this. I see her moving around her hips, so hopefully that won't affect her performance too much here.
Absolutely. So getting ready for this matchup, let's go ahead and take a look at the grid and look at the energy here. They're going to be running all the way down to that 4th quadrant. We see that barbell there. It's laying about in that same spot. They're going to be doing 5 clusters, 135 pounds, before hauling their behinds into that finish line as quickly as they can.
So if you don't know what a cluster is pretty much a squat clean into a thruster. So they're going to catch it, pull themselves into a squat, and stand up and press it over their head and bring it right down to the floor again.
What do you think is the easiest thing? Oh, sorry. We're getting ready for this. Vita Vetterkind versus Sydney Wilson. And they are off. It's a sprint to the bar. Who can get there first? Vita Vetterkind had hands on it first. Oh man, they are both shorties, about the same height. Vita might have a little bit of speed on her. 2 reps remaining for Vita. 1 rep remaining for both. Oh! And that.
They both dove.
Man, that was a breaker's win.
Great.
That was a breaker's win. I told you they were friends. I love to see that.
Oh, I love this. They're switched their jerseys at the end. That's love. That's respect.
That's awesome.
I love that. Yeah.
Check that out, Taylor. I've never seen that. Yeah.
They're best friends. They're best friends. So I saw both of them when I was walking in. I was like, I can't wait to see this. And they were up there. They called each other, said that they were talking about, like, you know who, what I was gonna pick.
Yeah.
So, but it's cool to see that camaraderie. But both of them let it all out at the end. I love seeing that.
That was so exciting. It was a split-second finish. The Breakers did unofficially take that, so the Breakers have a 2-point lead. But no doubt in my mind that the Wild finished within 20% and are going to take credit for that ringer point race. And since they finished within 20%, they will get 1 point to the Breakers' 2 points, in case you didn't know. But we will be right back after your education on the Echo. Don't go anywhere, because we're going to see some crazy stuff in a second. Be right back.
The Echo race is made up of 4 stations of elements that each must be completed before moving on in the race. 1 male and 1 female are allowed on the grid at any given time, but only 1 player at a time can perform reps. Substitutions may happen at any time. Once the Echo race is complete, get ready, because the same race will be repeated 45 seconds later. This race is about managing fatigue with your best players and leveraging roster depth to keep performance at a max pace through the second Echo. Remember, get ready to do it again in the Echo race.
Welcome back, everybody. We're getting ready for these Echoes, and of course it's called Echo because they echo.
Echo, echo.
All right. This is one of my favorite Echo formats. Taylor, I'll go ahead and let you tell them what to look forward to.
Oh my goodness, we have everything. We're going to start off with a 75-pound sandbag over wall plus jump. The men are going to jump over the wall. The women are going to crawl under. Then in the second quadrant, we have aerials. Third quadrant, we have ring. We have 3 ring to handstand. And then the last quadrant, where you're going to see a 60-foot sled push, followed by a 40-foot sled pull. The feet cannot move in that position. And then they are going to have a 60-foot sled push all the way through until the finish.
Now, sandbag over wall. Not too big of a deal, right? We saw sandbag over rig the other day. This wall is 6 feet, 1 inch.
Just that 1 inch. That 1 inch makes a big difference.
It's got 1 foot, 1 inch on me. So that's a lot. I mean, someone like me is not putting it over. And, you know, the Wild have talked about they're not, you know, the taller team that they once were. But I don't know, 6'1", It's a bit above average, I think, Taylor.
It is, but they may not be tall, but they are powerful.
Yes.
So it's going to see how they maneuver that. If they're going to use more of their women, because they do have strong women that can throw over it and they can crawl underneath. But their men, the weight is still 75 pounds. It's not too heavy, so I think anybody can handle that. So we'll see who can climb over it the fastest.
Absolutely. So looking at these rigs, it looks absolutely insane. After the rig, aerials, right? Aerials. So they're flipping over, no hands, sideways. So it's essentially a cartwheel without hands, right? Is that a good way to explain it?
That's the easiest way to explain it.
Cool. So a cartwheel's already hard enough. Now you got to do it without hands, and you got to launch yourself.
I just learned how to do a cartwheel a couple of years ago. Don't laugh at me.
Yeah. I don't know how people learn how to do aerials. That's the thing. That's kind of, you know, a bit much, I think. Like, now you're just showing off, as you should. I would do it too.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Everything's a bit much here.
You're right. You're right. And if that wasn't enough for you, we have the ring to handstands. So you're going to be hanging from the rings, right? And you think they're setting up for a muscle up, except they go into a handstand from the rings.
Well, technically, you have to go into a muscle up to flip upside down and then go upside down again.
Triceps for days.
Exactly. Grit was like, everybody kept calling Grit a circus show. Mather said, hold my beer.
Hold my beer. I'll show you a circus show. Hold my Olipop more like.
Exactly, yes.
Now, finishing off with that sled pull, we've seen them give them trouble in the past. Where do you think, there's always somewhere where people get stuck in the Echoes. Echoes is one of the harder races. A lot of specialty, a lot of switching out, a lot of strategy. Where do you foresee this maybe going wrong a little bit?
The sled pull is a little weird and awkward, but the standards are you have to have either your arm straight, but no more than 90 degrees. So you're not going to see people come here have with their arms bent and then extend and push off there. So they got to hold that position, the static position. We saw that a lot last year, and we saw some people get faulted. If you get faulted, you have to pull that whole entire sled back. I want to say maybe a hash mark back. So that you want to make sure that your team is doing this right. And then it's also a weird kind of pull push, and so you have to make sure you're transitioning the right athletes in and off. Are you going to finish with a woman? Or are you going to finish with a guy? So you got to make sure the cut communication is great on him.
Absolutely, and that's that beautiful Valor sled that we're looking at. You know, a lot of beautiful equipment from Valor Fitness here. We got the graphics up, we got all the equipment from them. So fun times here on the grid, getting ready for this Echo race in just a second. Taking a little bit longer. Of course, safety is our #1 priority. Now, I remember last season when I believe last season is when they debuted the ring to handstand, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And it gave people some trouble. Now, I don't think they're gonna make that same mistake twice. All the teams fielded, hey, who can do ring to handstands? And if you don't know how to do it, you better learn if you want to play on this grid team, essentially.
Last year was the first time that this format was exposed. So this is the second time this match format will be played. It was the very first match last year, so it was a lot of trial and error there. So I think now that everybody understands what it entails, they took all the mistakes, and I'm expected to see a lot cleaner match.
Absolutely. I think, you know, Coach Dan, obviously, he's had some trouble this season, but I think he's coming back from that. It's a strong showing so far. You know, they've been at the very, you know, behind the breakers in both of the races that they lost. So we're going to see how it plays out now. Let's take a look at those game faces on the grid here, getting ready for this Echo race. They're going to do it once. They're going to have a 45-second rest, and then they're going to do it again.
Again.
Echo.
Oh, goodness. This is the brutal one to do twice.
It sure is. Let's go ahead and take a look at those game faces on the grid. It's getting serious out here. The starting off with that wall is kind of a killer, though. I mean, it's easier transition, you know, because you're going back and forth, but it's just a hard one. Getting ready for this Breakers versus Wild Echo. They're gonna do it twice. Let's see who takes this one. And they are off. We got Bryn Carrick over here for the Wild, over for the Breakers. We're looking at Nathan Cobb. We were talking about him. Matt Hornaday has named him Rookie of the Year. That is who they're picking. And they said that before he even played for the first time, Taylor.
Yeah, he called it. He has been putting on the show, so he's making Matt look good. So he's like making sure he doesn't eat his words. But he has had a stellar year so far.
Definitely. I mean, both of them are going pretty fast. Ladies are going to be a bit faster here just because they could go under the wall instead of jumping over the wall as the men have to do. So she's waiting on that other side, waiting for it to be her turn to finish these reps. He's going to come down, touch that bag, and let her do it. Because it's kind of like you have to tag out of the bag. Am I right, Taylor?
Exactly. So your partner cannot touch the bag until the person who throws it over has successfully touched it. There you go. Has touched it before you can pick it up.
That's right. Still working on this bag. It's going to be a few more reps. It looks like both of them unofficially have about 5 to go. We're looking at our score clock here. Really great feature to look at. Of course, it's unofficial because it is in beta testing, but it looks like the Breakers do have a slight lead. A little bit of a far throw over for Joseph Gomez. Sabrina Cheney, watch these aerials. Woo! I knew that she was going to eat those. 3 in already. It's only been 3 seconds, girl. How can you go any faster than that? That is a tough one.
That was beautiful. If you saw, Rieslein came out, just did one just to give Sabrina a slight little break, and then he just went back to the rings. That was a beautiful transition.
Yep, and that was a great transition from Rieslein. Tyler Billington, I believe, is the only one that could do them for the Wild. He learned how to do them, and he kind of does them like a little front flip kind of style. Very interesting, curls his legs in. So that's fun to watch. We're looking at Andrew Dodd over there on the grid, and he is pushing that sled. Rafael Ariaza, he's over here doing those ring to handstands that Reese Lyons made look like he was just, you know, eating a bowl of cereal.
Exactly, and then you have Alyssa Hoffman over here just pulling the sled, and they just traded it off with Nathan Cobb over there. So once the tire gets past the line, now they're going to push it all the way down. So it's not finished until that sled crosses the finish line. And then
That's
they have
right.
to do it all over again.
Mixa Miller is just getting started for the Wild over here. Tom Soroka ready to hit that rope pull, but it is too far to come back because the Breakers very comfortably are going to take this Echo race.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Matt Hornaday throws the bonus flag here. So they're already upset that they had a little equipment malfunction on the last match, and so that kind of affected their point differential. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them throw the bonus flag to kind of get some of those points back.
Absolutely. The Wild are still finishing up over here. Originally, when we spoke to Matt Hornaday, he said he wasn't planning on throwing the bonus flag, but I would say here is a pretty, safe. Once you win that first Echo by such a large margin, I would say it's pretty much a safe call.
Exactly. And then, like, I think I said it earlier, they played the Lions tomorrow, who are already first. You see Tom Soroka is going to be finishing off here.
He's lifting up that grid. Look at that. He said, let me get those air bubbles out for you. And he is going to finish it off. I'm so glad Tom Soroka's back. It's been a little minute. We saw him get injured in that first match, so he didn't come to the last matches in Tampa in Valor. So glad that he's back. He can't move as fast as he was, but, he's still moving. It was a fast sled push.
Oh, my goodness. That is a beast of a man. Like, he is playing with, I think, a torn meniscus, but I talked to him the other day, and he said that he's going to do everything to prove to everybody that the Wild is still here.
That's right. And that's a good one. They're down 36 points officially in that point differential. It'll be recalculated, of course, after this match. And they both have matches tomorrow as well. But closing, that point differential at the end of the season it's just important for team camaraderie, just to know what you're coming back to essentially. But they're going to be redoing this race because of course it's called the Echo.
Because it echoes.
So they're going to do it again. 45 seconds of rest. About 15 seconds on the clock before we started out. They're fixing off the grid over here, fixing off that sled. A lot of making sure that the equipment is up to standard. You know, you don't want the one team to have a really good sled and the other team to kind of have a messed up sled.
Exactly.
That'll be unfortunate.
I know, and I think both teams, they appreciate the extra rest.
For sure. Of course. I mean, it takes away from, you know, maybe the momentum that they had, I think, a little bit. I think the point of Echo is to have it be difficult and taxing, and only one person can do so many things, which is what makes it exciting to watch. But we're going to see who takes this second Echo.
All right, so you're gonna be seeing them do the exact same format again. Wild is starting with Bryn Herrick, which is, she did a great job on the first Echo with getting it down. She is a taller athlete, so she is easy for her to throw that back over and crawl underneath. So I think she's gonna be the sole woman on the Wild side to do it.
Absolutely. It looks like the Wild are sticking with the same strategy, more or less, but the Breakers are actually going to switch their strategy. In comes Alyssa Martinez, and Taylor, go ahead and say it, because you brought it to my attention.
And just like what we kind of mentioned, the Breakers did decide to throw the bonus flag on this. So they did mention that they were going to hold on to it, but I think they kind of probably looked back at it, saw how big of a lead it was. They were like, we cannot miss out on this opportunity to get some of our points back.
That's right. In case you didn't know, every team gets a bonus flag at the beginning of the match. You get to throw it one time, and it adds an extra point. So if you win, you would normally get 2 points. You would get 3 points instead. But if you lose and the other team gets to take that extra point.
Yeah, and they had such a huge lead, especially with Sabrina Cheney. I think she was the
difference maker for sure.
Oh my goodness, and she is just destroying these aerials right here. And I love the transition with Reese coming out here to do one. I love that right there.
Tyler Billington is so impressive though too. I mean, they are both so good. I like how they waterfalled the aerials there with Reese Lyons. Sabrina Cheney, I have to say, she posted them on Instagram last season because she didn't play. She was originally on the Venom. She didn't play last season, but she just posted it just to be like, hey, look what I can do. And dare I say, they might have the fastest time in the league, but we'll have to see how the rest of the day goes. But the Breakers are already on that sled push. Rafael Ariaza, a little bit of a struggle on the muscle up, but it looks like the handstand part is a little bit easier from him. Just a little bit of a missed groove. He's able to control himself so well on those rings, though. Anybody else would have fallen.
Such a strong guy. Such a strong guy. So you're right. That transition to the muscle up was a little wonky, but he had so much strength and core strength that he made everything else look like butter. Here's my girl Sydney up there finishing strong.
That's right. It looks like the Breakers are going to finish ahead of go. And I liked Amanda Fisher making sure that they tagged in Tom Soroka for that one, though. You could take a look back and see how that played out. But the Breakers are going to win that second Echo and take that bonus flag. So now it's a bigger differential, Taylor.
Yep. It's all about the numbers game. All about the numbers game. They didn't get the partner for it. They came back and got the mirror, came back from behind with mirror. Now they got this right here. So let's see if they can keep riding this momentum for the rest of the match.
That's right. I will say the Wild did improve on their last time. It looks like, you know, they maybe shaved at least 20 seconds off of the first Echo, which is impressive. They learned what they missed and they improved on it, which is really cool. But the Breakers are looking like such a strong team. Will Alyssa Hoffman get that birthday wish of taking her team to the playoffs?
She said, if I'm going to be working on my birthday, I'm going to make sure it counts.
That's right, and I'm sure she's going to party tonight, too. A lot of fun happening here.
Party with the Oli Pop.
That's right. They're putting hands up on the grid. Looks like they're waiting to take the equipment back. Not sure exactly what's happening, but we're going to find out in just a second. A lot of fun stuff happening, and in just a second, we're going to get with our friend Daniel. But what do you make of this next ladder race, Taylor?
I'm not gonna lie, like this match format last year caused me so much anxiety. But I love the push press ladder.
I do too.
I absolutely love it because it's one of the ones, it's just strength. You're either strong or you're not. The weight is heavy. The women are gonna, you're gonna see a lot of women push press 200 pounds. A lot of men push press, borderline strict press 300 pounds.
Yeah.
But this is also very technical as well too. So you gotta watch the knees as well too, because it has to be a legitimate push press, and it can't be a rebend of the knees there.
That's right, and it's very easy to mess up. But we'll talk more about it. Don't go anywhere. We're about to watch an interview with Tom Soroka and our friend Daniel. Let's go ahead and take it to him. Daniel.
We're here on the grid with Atlanta Wild's Tom Soroka. Tom, you're back, baby. You got the sweat going on. You got the jersey back on. How does it feel? How's the Achilles? Talk to me.
The Achilles is there. I'm not 100%. You and I talked about that. But after watching week 2 from home, one way or another, I wasn't missing this. I try not to lose it, but I'm really grateful to everybody that's been rooting for me so far, and I'm happy. I got one more thing to do, and then I can relax the rest of the day till tomorrow.
So you had some back squats, you look good, you had the tank pull and push right there in this last echo, but you got the ladder. The ladder is something that is strong man's dream. You are a strong man. It's push press. How is it going to feel to actually pull the bar from the ground and then get it overhead?
So I'll be honest with you, probably not clearing it today. If I can get to the 3rd bar, I'll be happy, because I'm going to have to full clean every one of them because I cannot flex my ankle, and I don't want to.
Okay. So it's going to be a little bit different technique that you're going to see from Tom today, but the strength is going to be there. He may not clear it, but he's going to give it his best.
Absolutely.
Tom, best of luck,
Thanks,
buddy.
man. I appreciate you guys.
Back to you.
That was awesome. We'll be right back.
The ladder consists of 2 rows of 4 stations of a strength-based element, 1 row for males and 1 row for females. The weight increases as you move down the grid. Teams send out 1 player at a time, alternating male and female, to perform the designated lift for the match format. Each successful lift has a point value that is added to the team's ladder score. The point value is equal to the quadrant the barbell is sitting in. Players are allowed 1 lift attempt per quadrant and may skip any quadrant they choose, but are never allowed to backtrack once a barbell is passed. The team with the highest total point value at the end of the 4-minute time cap wins. This race is one of the most strategic and coach-reliant of all of the races. As a good game plan and in-the-moment decision-making, to manage time is everything. Remember, lift heavier and score higher in the ladder race.
I'm a marketing specialist and also a fitness enthusiast, so I kind of do a little bit of everything. A little bit of gymnastics, a little bit of lifting, but I'm also a person who gets really bored with eating the same things. I like that Rebuilt has made it a lot easier for me to meal prep because it takes out a bunch of meals that I don't need to now prep. When I'm at work, I can just heat them up really quickly, or if I'm working from home, I can heat them up really quickly. And it just makes the time when I do get home after work or after the gym a lot simpler because I have those meals ready to go. I track most of my macros. You can scan them super easily, put them in MyFitnessPal. It's easy for me then to plan the rest of my meals with the rest of the macros that I have left for the day because it tallies it up super simple for me. Super clean food while also tasting really good. I feel like I'm getting a good healthy amount of protein, carbs, and fat per meal. I like the lifestyle line. It allows me to have a little bit more flavor, a little bit more carbs. I feel good going into training. I'm ready to go. It makes my life super simple and I really like them.
Welcome back. We're getting ready for the ladder. Oh, as you said, Taylor, it's going to be a push press ladder. Go ahead and tell them the specifics.
All right, we have our push press ladder where the men's weight is going to increase from 225, 250, 275, and 300 pounds for the last one. And the women's weight is going to be 140, 160, 180, and a very light 200 pounds.
Very light.
Yeah. So you're going to see each athlete's going to work through the quadrants. For every quadrant, they're going to get that corresponding quadrants points in points. So if they hit the first bar in the first quadrant, they get 1 point. If they hit the 4th bar in the 4th quadrant, it'll be worth 4 points. So they can get a total, highest total of 10 points.
That's right. I'm really excited to see it. I would say the Wild, their strength is their strength, you know? But that doesn't mean that the Breakers don't have a well-rounded team that can also hit all of those strength markers. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. And first, before I move forward, I just wanted to apologize for my misinformation. I kept saying that Tom had a meniscus injury, but it's actually a foot and Achilles partial tear. So I apologize for the misinformation. I should have known that because that's my guy. So let me just...
well, I forgive you, Taylor.
Thank you.
And if you forgive Taylor, drop where you're from in the chat. We want to know, where are you watching from? Are you watching from the UK? Shout out Jason. Are you watching from the United States? Tell us where you're from. It'll be fun. But in the meantime, getting ready for this ladder, it's really easy to mess up a push press, right, Taylor?
Yes, it is easy to really mess up this ladder. I love here talking to Tom. Tom over here already trying to put on the show doing warm-ups. So
there we go. We see him in that first quadrant over there.
I saw a little bit. We're going to see here. Going to turn into a strict press ladder as some of these big boys out here.
He sure is. I mean, some of them can do this as a strict press ladder. I mean, like, let me just call it now. Joshua Newell, he's going to strict press this ladder. I mean, he can. He's done it before in training.
I want to know if they're going to fault him for not using his legs.
I mean, that'll be an. I mean,
that'll be a first like.
It's very
a push press. he pressed it.
It's much harder to do it as a strict press, obviously. So I don't know why that would be a point, because you know
we're gonna have to check the rules.
Yeah, I mean, interesting. We'll get back to y'all on that. Now I need to find out. But getting ready for this one, I mean, this is the one.
It is. And so, like I was saying before, it is a push press. So you have to stop the change of direction before you go into the push press. Meaning you can't just squat clean it and turn it into a thruster. If you squat clean it, you have to come up to the top, stop, and then go into your push press there.
That's right. I think this is where the Wild can really change the tides. They have maybe down by 5 or 6 points unofficially. We'll get that official score to you as soon as we can. But, you know, they're really going to have to close this differential, and I think that the ladder is where they're really looking forward to doing that.
Yeah, and I'm going to pay close attention to the Breakers women's side as well, too. The Wild, they got strong women on their side. I think it's going to help out the men in the Wild overall. But let's see if the Breakers have enough strong women to clear this ladder.
That's right. Getting ready for this ladder. Strength for strength. Let's see it.
Stand by. Race.
And they are off. Mixa Miller is going to be out first for the Wild. For the Breakers, we're looking at Josh Newell. This is who I was telling you about. We're going to see if he's going to strict press it, because it looks like he's using his legs maybe just a little bit, but not really. He might just look like that. He might just look loaded like that all the time. Can he hit that last bar? And up. That was a good one. He's going to push press it, though. It was a push press.
Yeah, he actually stopped in that middle. I wasn't sure they were going to give it to him because he had a little slight elbow bend on that, but I think they gave it to him.
That's right. David McKellar's coming out. He has an Olympic weightlifting background, so everything he does is just so beautiful on the grid.
Pretty.
I love to watch him move, you know. It's very, like, true to who he is. He's going to try that fourth bar. It looks like him and Dan were having a conversation about it while he was getting over there. He grabbed that bar weird, though. He's going to get it up. Can he push press it? Oh, not quite.
He actually called, he wanted to just skip that bar, but we also have JoJo on here. JoJo is definitely going to clear this ladder easily.
Oh yeah, look at him. He's on that fourth bar. Can he do it? Why was it even a question?
No
Come on now.
And Sydney's going to make this look like baby weight over here.
Sydney, too. Sydney's one to look out for. Whew.
She has cleared every single ladder, so...
Alyssa Martinez, the better half of Joseph Gomez over there on that third quadrant, push press. She's getting it up real easy. No doubt in my mind that she's going to get that third one. Kawika Henderson, we finally see him make it to the ladder, Taylor, and I'm so glad he's here. He gets to showcase what he's best at, which is moving that barbell. It might get caught in his beard, but that don't matter.
And I know he said that he's trying not to bend his knees too much because he still has that aggravated hip. So you can tell right there, he called it just as low as he can possibly handle, but he's still so freaking strong with that upper body strength.
That's right. That's a great ladder clear from Kavika. Vilma Gray, rock star. She's going to skip 3 and 4, which is interesting for her. But we're looking at Nathan Cobb, and that is a good 4th bar for him over there. Matt Cable, that dude, big, strong dude on the wild. You know, he's that guy. Can he clear it? We're going to find out. Shay Newell's on the other side. She's on that 3rd quadrant. She's another impressive one. She's small but mighty, as we see a lot on the grid.
And right now you're seeing that I love
she's
the
firing
intensity.
herself
That's
up.
my girl.
Let's go, Shay.
Shay.
Full clean. Recover. It's going up for both. Oh, that was really close for Shay. Great try. Matt Cable's going to get off the grid. Bryn Carrick is coming in. Wilder trying to get as many points as possible. I want to see the Wild move a little bit faster in between the bars, though, Taylor.
Yeah, definitely. The breakers are moving a lot faster than the Wild. The Wild is kind of taking their time in between, so the breakers are able to get through a lot more athletes, which can cause for more points to be accumulated.
Ooh, what a fight. What a fight from Andrew. Wow. Very impressive try. Rafael Ariata is coming through. Of course, you have that time cap. There's about 40 seconds left on it. You want to get as many as your players through as possible. Every quadrant designates that amount of points. So 4th quadrant, of course, is worth the most points. But if you're moving slow and you're hitting the heavy bars, you know, it might not matter because the other team is doing all of the bars, as we've seen the breakers doing.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you also got to take into consideration that the Wild is playing with a lot of injuries as well, too.
Yep.
So they can't move as fast as they typically would because they're not as healthy as they typically are.
That's right. Carrie Billington failing on that 2nd bar. She's going to come back and showcase her strengths later. 4 seconds on the clock. Will Evan do it? And time. They're giving it to him. Great job from Evan. What a powerhouse. Tom Soroka coming out, barely having enough time to show what he can do. But they sent their healthier players out first, which I think is the right thing to do, of course. Unofficially, we were looking at that score on the bottom. It looked like the Breakers had a significant lead, dare I say, more than 10 points. Because as we know, Taylor, what happens if you win by more than 10 points in the ladder?
If you win more by 10 points, I saw you strict press it. That's my girl, Sydney. My girl, Sydney. Up
Sydney, we're in the middle of something here.
But they just want to make sure that I see them up there strict pressing there. I know you strong, Queen. I know you strong.
She is. She's very impressive. But getting, yes.
But yeah, if you do not make it within that 10-point differential, then that team gets 0 points compared to that 1 point that they would have gotten if they were within the 10-point differential.
Absolutely. So it's really imperative that they finish within 10 points, at the very least. Finish within 9 points. You know, you don't want to lose by more than 10 because then you won't take that. It looks like the Breakers unofficially had a significant lead. We'll get the specifics in just a second from our friend Daniel. Looking at those game faces on the grid here, though, I mean, that this is the best match that the Breakers could have asked for here, huh?
It is. It really is. But honestly, I'm just upset I'm not seeing as many dance moves. We're here in Texas. I'm seeing the cowboy, cowgirl hats out there, people doing the lasso, but I don't really see. It's the home of Beyonce. Well, the state of Beyonce. So I want to see some moving.
Yeah, I was told about something called a Texas two-step. So I'm excited to showcase that myself at the local honky tonk, is what I'm told they're called. So we're going to find out how that goes in just a second. But let's go ahead and take it to my friend Daniel, find out how that ladder went.
All right, it looks like the official scores are in for this ladder race, and it looks like it's going to be the Breakers with 64 and the Wild with 55. A big win here for the Breakers, solidifying another closer step to securing that playoff spot.
Wow, thanks for that, Daniel. Taylor, I'm not the best at math. Help me out here. Is that 9 points?
Yes. I literally just wrote it down. I needed the visual. I'm like, what's that? Because it's so close.
Better you than me. So the Wild had a 9-point differential, which is amazing, because then they get that 1 point for finishing within 10 points.
And this is why
the Breakers.
And this is why we also said that the score on the screen is unofficial. So we wanted to make sure that we gave you the official score. And now that we have it, this is a huge opportunity for the Wild team.
There we go. Let's go ahead and take it to our friend Daniel on the grid. He's there with some Breakers. Daniel?
Actually, I was there for a second. I'm like,
We're back on the grid with the breakers, Reese Lyons, Sabrina Cheney. Sabrina, I'll start with you. You got it going in the Echo with the aerials. You know, what you and Reese with a different kind of strategy, was that something you guys have been working on, or is that just in the moment? Reese, come do it, man. Like, let's do this.
We had a different strategy going in. We changed it a couple times, and then when we got here and we started running through it, we thought about this. We thought that this would be best. It would be the quickest. As he runs out, he gets to do that one, and I finish. So we practiced it a little bit, but it was really on a whim.
So true efficiency at its finest. Reese, we talked earlier, you know, in the off season about you making the decision to come back. Is this everything that you expected when you come back?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you can just tell the team is so strong this year. We have such a good group of people, and I couldn't be more pleased to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Well, I'm looking forward to you guys closing this thing out, one step closer to playoffs. So best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Those are some powerhouse bodyweight specialists.
Oh my goodness. And look out for Reese. Like, I actually voted for him last year as a bodyweight specialist of the year.
I did too.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
he was definitely my vote. It was last year, I mean, it wasn't even close. I mean, he blew everybody away.
And I still didn't think I still didn't think he got the respect or the exposure that he needed to. So I hope that he is getting the recognition that he deserves this year.
I agree, definitely. A lot of fun to watch them together. A lot of fun to watch them do that. We're getting ready for this ringer point race. Let's take a look at those game faces. It's going to be Haley Booker of the Breakers versus Tyler Billington of the Wild. And it's going to be burpee backflips, Taylor. Now, I've never seen Haley Booker do the backflips, right? I've seen Tyler Billington. Tyler Billington is very clean with those.
Very clean. And Coach Dan said that to watch out for his height. He's very explosive, but this is Haley. She's a rookie, and this is her very first ringer point. So Matt hasn't been shy to put in his rookies and give them exposure. So I'm excited to watch both of them.
It's going to be exciting to see. They're going to be running out to that second quadrant, I believe, and it's going to be 3 burpee backflips. So they're going to have their chest on the ground, making sure that they're establishing that before they do those backflips. Make them clean. You want to try to land in the same spot so you're not, you know, maybe a little bit disoriented, but this is going to be an absolute nail biter. Now, rookie versus seasoned veteran. Haley Booker looks ready. Her team looks confident. They're kind of, you know, laughing, looking like real happy. I mean, I would be too if I were the Breakers at this point. I mean, they've had an amazing season, well-deserved, but just the amount of intensity in this room is palpable.
Oh my goodness. They already had a rookie win in the burpees. Let's see if they can have another rookie win their ringer point.
That's right. Tyler Billington versus Haley Booker. Breakers versus Wild. Rookie versus veteran. Take a look at those game faces. Getting ready any second now.
Referees ready.
And they are off. Tyler Billington,
Whoa.
Haley Booker. Tyler Billington hit it backwards. Then Haley Booker landed before Tyler. That's a sprint. Haley Booker and her ringer point winner.
Whoa! And they got somebody on the end with the camera angle to record it all for the gram. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
That was
That was a Kodak moment.
She slid into the second quadrant.
She sure
She
did.
slid into the second quadrant, then to skip a beat, she went all in. That was awesome to see.
I unfortunately think it would have been closer if Tyler didn't turn around. I'm not sure what the strategy was there because you have to face the finish line to run there. So
I was actually surprised to see Tyler do that.
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought that would be more of a rookie mistake to see Haley do that, but to see Tyler do that turn around, that cost him just a half of a second there, and I think it probably would. I don't know if honestly if it would have changed the difference. I think it would have been a closer foot race, but Haley was already down there and working.
yeah, she sure was. I mean, it wasn't by much that she won by. I would say unofficially, I would give Tyler finishing within 20% of it, you know.
Yeah.
It was pretty close. So we'll see how it shakes out in just a second when we get that official ruling. But going into this next one, it's definitely going to be tough. Tyler Billington, I can't say that he's ever lost that ringer point.
No, he's incredible.
He is.
He made that look so easy.
They both made it look so easy. That's the thing. Like, nobody can say, like, oh, like, I could do that. Like, that was easy. Like, I don't think you can. Like, you got to come and try out for grid then if you can.
They did 3 burpee backflips faster than I do 3 burpees.
Mood. All right. We'll be right back after your education on the Jack and Jill. There's a little taste for it. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.
Jack and Jill features 3 stations of high-level body weight-based elements that increase in difficulty moving down the grid. 1 male and 1 female are allowed on the grid at any given time, and only 1 player can be working at a time. The team can only move on to the next station when the previous station is complete. This race is the simplest when it comes to rules, but the most reliant on player skill and speed, as the hyper specialists often make the difference in the race. Remember, let the bodyweight ninjas fly in the Jack and Jill race.
Hey guys, I'm Jordan Nicolosi, top producing loan originator at Premier Lending Corp. I'm a proud husband and father of 2 beautiful girls, self-proclaimed sneakerhead. I'm a firefighter, paramedic, avid subpar golfer. Mortgages aren't just numbers, they're homes, they're real lives, they're a chapter in somebody's life. I want to help you guys get to the closing table. I want to make it a stress-free process, and I want to give you the clear path to the home of your dreams. What makes me different? I move fast, I'm responsive, I'm available 24/7, and I'm there when you need me. I want to listen to your problems and make sure that I address them and set you up for success. That's why I'm the top producing loan originator at Premier Lending Corp. If you want a lender that's in your corner from day one, let's talk. I'll help you win the home you love, and I'll keep your deal moving at your pace, not the bank's.
Thanks for waiting, friends. Welcome back to Grid. We're getting ready for this Jack and Jill race. I'm going to fly through these real quick. It's going to be 20 pullovers, followed by 10 L-sit to handstands, followed by 6-pound L-sit med ball to rope climb to 12 feet. That's pretty crazy, Taylor.
Oh my goodness. But like we saw it in a previous match where they were just doing L-sit, rope climbs. And then they're like, that's not enough.
Yeah.
Let's add a med ball.
Yeah, too easy. Too attainable.
Too easy.
Yeah.
Let's put a ball in between their legs and tell them to pull themselves up.
That's right. And of course, the Jack and Jill, let the bodyweight ninjas fly, right?
Yes.
That's the tagline. So we're getting ready to see all the bodyweight specialists coming out here. Of course, the Billingtons, Matt Phelan, Sabrina Cheney, Dylan Fullwood's ready to come in. He was wearing that cowboy hat earlier. Getting ready for this one. Bodyweight specialist versus specialist. Let's see it. Going into this, Matt Phelan is going to be the first one to the bar for the pullovers, and that is Dylan Fullwood very close behind. It's a fault at the top. You have to make sure that you're, you know, making sure that your arms are straight at the top there for the pullovers. All right, interesting there. I can't say that Dylan Fullwood is doing the same over there for that standard, but Carrie Billington is going to come on for the Wild and do those.
Yeah, so the pullovers, I think, is whoever comes off the pullovers first is definitely going to have the advantage. That standard where when you come down, you have to be in a full lockout at that bottom. You already saw the Wild get calls with some costly no reps there, so they got some making up to do.
Can you tell me a little bit about what they can be getting faulted for in the beginning? What was Matt doing that wasn't done?
So if you look at his arms has a slight bend in the elbows.
In the bottom.
In the bottom.
Oh,
in the bottom.
I see.
Yeah. You have to, at the bottom, you have to be in a full dead hang. So you see Vilma does a really good, beautiful job of coming down in full lockout at that bottom and coming around.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there was a confusion with Matt Phelan. I think he thought that he had to extend at the top, and he's like, what are you talking about? He didn't know that it was at the bottom.
Yeah.
So that's a really tough one. Carrie Billington's coming out, but the breakers are already on those L-sit to handstands. We're looking at Haley over there. She's doing good. Matt told me that she learned how to do these 10 days ago, Taylor.
That is crazy. And she's not even in an L-sit. She's in a V-sit.
Yep.
But you also got to make sure that when you flip up, that you have to stay stacked. So you see see she actually gets a few costly no reps because her hips and shoulders aren't stacked over the wrist.
Oh, she ran out there. Reese Lyons is going to come in and do that last rep. Beautiful rep from him. Tyler Billington making up some time for his team with these, doing really well. Reese Lyons getting ready to put that ball in between his legs. And that is a fall for Tyler Billington, but Reese Lyons is already on that 12-foot rope climb. They're going to come down. They have to have their heels above their hips. Am I right, Taylor?
Yep. When you start off, the heels have to be above the hips and stay above the hips until you touch that white line, and then you can drop it down. So Tyler is doing a lot of work for the Wild right now. You just saw him from the L-sit to the handstand, and he went straight into the L-sit rope climb. His wife was there to help him secure the ball.
That's right. They're at the top there. They're kind of looking down to make sure, hey, can you see that I'm doing this correctly? Carrie Billington, I don't think that she's able to do this. She's just kind of like setting people up. Yeah. I like that for her, though. It looks like the men are the ones that are able to do this. It's 1 rep remaining for the breakers. Andrew is showcasing his, Nathan is showcasing his right here. Very comfortable lead for the Jack and Jill, and they're going to take it.
Hey, the breakers had all their big boys out there showing off their thick nastics. I love it when I see some big boys and girls out there. Even Vida was out there. They had their string specialists out there showing, like, we just don't lift the barbell fast, but we can also hang with the little guys and girls too.
That's right. I love thick nastics. That's one of my favorites. They're going to finish off, and they are going to finish within the time cap, so they will get 1 point to the breakers 2 for winning. Now, they're all looking like a team. Wild are still happy. It's not the worst that they've lost all season, but now they're really going to have to pick it up at these next few races if they want a prayer to kind of take this one home and close that gap. Right, Taylor?
Yeah, definitely. And I wonder if Matt actually had the standards at the beginning, if the Wild would have came back around and actually snuck that out, because they made up a lot of time at the end, and they didn't really lose by that much.
Yeah.
But they had several costly faults at the very beginning. So I think if those were cleaner, they could have snuck out with a win with this one.
Definitely. It was unfortunately a rookie mistake, but I'm sure one that they'll learn from going into the next seasons and going into the match tomorrow as well, because we got 2 full days of grid ahead of us, and we're going to have a great time. We'll be right back after your education on the Triad, gender versus gender. Crazy stuff about to happen. Don't go anywhere. Be right back.
The Triad is the only race in which there is a male and a female version performed separately. It consists of 5 elements, each with 3 stations that must be completed individually. 3 players can be on the grid at any given time. All players can perform at any station and in any order. But all of the designated reps must be performed at each station. All 3 stations of each element must be complete before the team can move on to the next element. The Triad is all about player conditioning and managing fatigue across the team. The best strategy ensures players have enough left in the tank for the last element and has backup plans for when things inevitably go wrong. Remember, try to catch your breath in the Triad race.
Future internet
that's ultra fast
and Grid League strong.
Level up with T-Mobile Fiber.
Game, stream, and stay connected to what matters
with lightning quick speeds.
Up to 2 gigs and rock solid reliability.
Equipment and installation
are included with each plan.
Oh, and there's no exploding bills.
Visit fiber.tmobile.com/pbbreakers to find out if T-Mobile Fiber is available where you are.
Go Palm Beach Breakers and go T-Mobile Fiber Home Internet.
Oh my God. This is like my first official saying this. Okay. The Community Day, what it's designed to do, we have been doing this now for 8 years. Once a year we get together, we present awards, we do a potluck, we all get together. All the different members from different classes come in and connect. It's very challenging because I am a full-time coach and affiliate owner. This ice goes over here. This is ice for beverages. Everybody signs up for a dish, which I have the board back here. Not everything's healthy, that's okay. We have grassroots to make up for that. So I found CrossFit in a really tough part of my life. I was very unhealthy. I was in a very unhealthy mindset. I was starting to have medical problems because of my weight and my lack of activity. Yeah, I really put myself in a hole by the time I was 20. Coming to Grid was like a big step for me and a bucket list item that I was like, I really want to be able to say that I did it. When it came to moving to the Wild, I did not realize that they were like a championship contention team. And the experience was incredible, quite nerve-wracking, but incredible.
Hands down winner. Like there was no competition, Denise. We all knew it, we knew it.
I'm getting married in 44 days. Oh my God. This is like my first official saying this. He's always there cheering me on, being super supportive. I did not think that well into my 30s, getting fitter every day, it's crazy. I never thought that I would be able to do that. You are truly capable of anything.
Shout out to Vilma, and of course she did end up getting married, very happily married, might I say, and they make such a lovely couple. She is such a ray of sunshine.
She is. She's a great athlete, and I would just also like to send my condolences to, she just lost her beautiful pup Zero a couple of weeks ago, and that was the heartbeat of her. So sending love out to Vilma and her family and the pup moms.
Yeah, R.I.P. Zero.
Yeah.
Now, going into this triad, we're going to see how the females fare against each other while wearing a vest, weighing 14 pounds. Oh, that's gotta hurt. This is why I don't play Grid. I mean, besides the fact that I can't do any of this stuff, that's why I don't play Grid. Exactly.
Oh my goodness. And the triad is already the roughest, I think. So today we have, for their, while wearing the weight vest, they have a 20-foot rope sled drag. The women's weight is going to be 135 pounds. Then they're going to go right into 20 heavy rope jump ropes. And then right after that, they have 12 synchro burpee box jumps with that weight vest, right into 4 rope climbs each element. And then they're going to finish with a farmer's carry from start all the way to the finish with 115 pounds with in each hand.
That's right, Taylor. And if you take a look at the grid, they're actually setting all of that stuff up on the start line. It's a very awkward way to start a race, right? That you're barely able to get through the start line. But that's what makes it fun, especially when you're wearing that weighted vest, you know? So there's a lot of elements that make this really challenging, especially the fact that there's, you know, body weight elements as well as strength elements. So you kind of have to be switching out and giving and taking and, you know, subbing out and doing all of these things, because maybe someone that's able to climb the rope isn't able to do the farmer's carry and things like that, right?
Exactly. And you can't move on to the next element until all the reps in that quadrant is finished out from every single athlete. So you can't start on the next element if there's still reps to be done in the previous element.
That's right, Taylor. Getting ready for this female triad. It's to see who has, you know, the better female team. There's no other way to see it, you know? So who has a stronger, you know, skill set on both sides. And the weighted vest, we talked about it. This was the second season that they're showcasing, this last season being the first. What do you think is something that you can make up time with? Like, what would you say is like the easiest thing to try to get ahead here?
I'm going to be looking at the burpee box jump overs, because they're synchro. So you can't jump on the box or jump off the box until everybody is at the top at the same time. So seeing how the teams work in unison, still being fast, but you also have to make sure that you're communicating and not moving too fast. You're only as good as your weakest link there.
That's right. And can you educate me a little bit? Do you know if they have to be synchro on the drop down or on the jump onto the box?
Everybody has to be at the top.
At the top of the box.
So once everybody's at the top, that's when the rep counts, and then they can move.
There we go. So now you heard it from the expert. We're going to take a look at how this plays out here on the grid. Game faces on. Bryn Carrick, Mixa Miller, Sydney Wilson getting ready to come out, Alyssa Hoffman, Sabrina Cheney, Billy Shelton ready to come out, which, by the way, I made a mistake. It's actually Alyssa Martinez's birthday. So sorry about that, Alyssa Martinez. I know she's made that birthday wish, though, that she wants her team to go to the playoffs. And they are off. Bryn Carrick, Mixa Miller, Sydney Wilson for the red team for the Wild. For the blue team, that's Alyssa Hoffman, Billy Shelton, Sabrina Cheney. Those are some very light girls pulling that heavy weight, Taylor.
I know, but the Wild Women, they just, man, the woman handled that sled. And they are
sure
out
did.
here on a mission. I love it.
They're transitioning out. Billy Shelton waiting. Bryn Carrick waiting. She has to wait at the top of that box. Billy Shelton waiting at the bottom.
There you go.
They're waiting and they jump down at the bottom, and that's when they synchro. So it looks like the Wild have a slight lead here, if I'm not mistaken, because everybody has to get down at the same time. They made that transition faster. They booked it, Taylor.
They booked it. You have to be fast with those 14-pound weight vests. This race is already tiring enough, but now you have 14 more pounds to weigh you down. The breathing is going to be hard on here, but the communication has to be greater.
That's right. We see it slowing down slightly. 1 rep remaining for the Wild ladies, and they are going to be moving on. Last rep, switching out, going for that rope climb. They're adding 14 pounds to their body weight. Down goes Vilma Rosario, but she's able to recover. Wild with a slight lead. Can they keep it? Ooh, that's a heavy vest.
And they got 4 rope climbs that they got to do, but you're going to see that they only have to go up to that white line, and they cannot drop until they pass the red line. So you see 2 tape markers on that rope.
That's right. Sabrina Cheney just came out for the breaker. She's on the far side, that last rope, wearing the dark blue, and she is looking really fast on these. It looks like she's not even wearing a weight vest, dare I say. So there are 3 reps remaining here for the Wild on that second rope. How many reps are remaining? I don't know. There's so many things going on. Vilma Gray is finishing off that last rep, and they are off to that farmer carry. Alyssa Hoffman, first one down the finish line. Haley Booker not too far behind. Bryn Carrick, Mixa Miller coming out. Sydney Wilson. Is Sydney Wilson going to make a run? The Wild. Wow!
They came back.
What a
Anchored by Sydney Wilson. Anchored by Sydney Wilson. Wow. So the Wild was behind, and the race doesn't finish until the last person crossed. So the breakers had 1 athlete that was struggling a little bit with the farmer's carry. Sydney, they did a smart job with putting Sydney at the end, because you know that she can handle it. She took it, and I didn't even think she had the weight in her hands. She was just sprinting back there, and I think she actually beat the rest of her women in there.
That's right, Taylor. I mean, Sydney Wilson has elite ball knowledge. She saw Kirsten Therian on the other side behind. She said, this is who I have to beat. As long as I stay in front of her, I can take this home. Wow, what a win.
I'll tell you right now what Sydney said. Sydney said, move out the way. Even her teammates. I'm pretty sure she about pushed her teammates across the finish line, because she
wouldn't be opposed.
She was in everybody's lane.
That was epic. That was so cool. Now we're going to see how the men fare against each other in just a second. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Never want to admit, I guess, out loud that I was depressed, but I was saying it out loud. I probably was. In 2017, I had a heat stroke during military training, which caused kidney failure and rhabdo, and then that later put me into a permanent profile. And with a permanent profile, you have to get out of the military. I just wanted to have my whole life dedicated to the military, being able to prove to them and myself that I belonged in there. I was in denial. Coming back home, it was just, it was hard. Josh did a video for me also for Grid. He wanted me to be the Punisher as a character. That's actually a really cool character, because like the Punisher was military and had that like darkness essence to him. It just brought out my actual like personality, like wanting to be like shown as you don't want to mess with her type thing. I already have a hard time like expressing myself. He portrayed on like how I want to be looked at.
What a powerhouse. Well, my friend Daniel's on the grid with some very special ladies. Let's go ahead and hear from Daniel.
I'm here on the grid with Team Alyssa Hoffman, Alyssa Martinez, 2 of the strongest females here for the Palm Beach Breakers. Hoff Daddy, I'll start with you. Obviously, Coach Matt Hornaday puts a lot of trust in you this week. Increased workload. How's the body feeling, and can you recover fast enough to do it again tomorrow?
I hope so. I'm really grateful that he put a little bit of extra trust in me today. It really speaks to the depth that we have on the team that, you know, I am fairly strong and I am fairly athletic, but we have to all rotate and like give each other turns because we just have so many good, deep depth players. So I'm glad I have my time to shine today, and it's no joke running 7 races like back to back to back. You got strength, you got cardio. It's a lot, so it gives me a better appreciation for a lot of my fellow teammates and a lot of the other Grid League players.
Yeah, it's absolutely a great problem to have, but a tough problem when you have that much depth. Alyssa, it's a big day for you. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
So for you, you're coming over from the Venom. Is this how you pictured the season to go?
Absolutely. This family, this team is a family, and I feel like we're just all have the same mindset, and that's exactly what a winning team has. So I'm excited for playoffs.
Playoffs, you heard it here. It looks like they're going to take care of business today. Playoffs are in their future. Look forward to seeing what you guys do the rest of today's match and in the championships in August.
What amazing ladies. And of course, it is Alyssa Martinez's birthday. Shout out Alyssa Martinez, my bad. But we're going to see how the men fare against each other now, Taylor. It's going to be interesting to see. Let's go ahead and see what we can look forward to very specifically as far as weights go. Very cool transition. Thank you, Jan. We got 20-foot rope sled drag. It's going to be 225 pounds for the men. The men's rope diameter is going to change to 2 inches. Synchro burpee box jumps. It's going to be the men's height to 15 feet for the rope climbs. And then the farmer's carry, of course, is going to be 175 pounds, all while they're wearing a 20-pound vest. So adding just a little bit extra than they did to the ladies, Taylor.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Lightweight.
Oh, my goodness. But they're still going to treat that weight like it's baby weight.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing the Breakers men have their time to shine here. I mean, it's a well-rounded team, so we haven't seen the men do more than they absolutely had to, if that makes sense. So letting them showcase their strengths. People like Dylan Fullwood are going to get their opportunity to show that they're a real talent. Dylan Fullwood, of course, can do a little bit of everything, and he can do a little bit of everything very well.
Exactly, and I'm surprised that somebody actually took that cowboy hat off him. I thought he was going to wear it during Jack and Jill. I actually would love to see him do that.
Only one person that can take his hat away, and that's Matt Hornaday, because his outfit was screaming for it. He's looking so fresh over there. You can see him over on the start line. But the Breakers, you know, the Breakers men, especially being so strong, we saw the Wild men being so strong. We saw the Wild females absolutely take it and just moving with so much more intention, right? The Breakers did everything so well, but the Wild were absolutely crushing themselves for that one.
Yeah, the women are definitely going to have to pick up the slack over here. The men are definitely hurt, with lack of better words. So I want to see how they come along and they pull through with this, with something so tiresome and something so unpredictable like this race.
Definitely, Taylor. So we're going to see how the men fare against each other. Men for men. We're going to see who the best male team is now. So it looks like the Wild took the last one. Maybe the Breakers will take this one. Who knows? But let's take a look at those game faces. Take a look at what's happening on the grid. Get a feel for the vibe, so to speak, because those heavy ropes are out there. They have to do jump ropes with those things, which it's very awkward to hold. You've done those, right? You did those last season because, of course, Taylor Stallings played for the Orlando Aces. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so last year was the first year that we introduced the thick rope, and they're completely different. You actually have to choke it up a little bit more, grab a little bit more of that rope. It actually helps with the rotation speed a lot more. If you try to hold it at the beginning, the rope will start to touch the ground. So the more you choke it up, you'll prevent that rope from touching the ground, which will help the cycle speed on that.
That makes a lot of sense. So we're going to see how the men fare against each other. Of course, we talked about it's all on the start line. So they're going to have to go out and start with that rope pull. And they're wearing that 20-pound vest. So when you played, Taylor, when you played for the Aces, the Orlando Aces, right? Like the Ohio State University. We have to say it like that because they're no longer here. So we get to, right? It's not favoritism anymore. Of course, a lot of your players went to the Lions. But talk to me a little bit about what your bread and butter was in this specific triad.
Last year, I took care of the rope sled drag, and then I went into the jump rope as well, too. And then I let my utility and body weight beast women take care of the middle portion, and then I finished with the farmer's carry at the end. I was lucky enough to have a very deep team that I didn't have to do a lot of the other body weight stuff, and that doesn't mean that I can't do it. But
we know you can.
But like, I let the little girls that go out there have this shine there. But yeah, so this one is definitely can get grippy going from the sled pull and going into the rope climbs, because with that thicker diameter of the rope, you have to grip it a lot tighter and rotate it around a lot harder.
Right.
So if you're somebody that has to go between that, and then also hit the rope climb as well too, you're going to start really feeling it in your forearms.
Absolutely. And one thing that we saw a lot of last season, but I'm sure we're not going to see a lot of this season because people learned their lesson, was people kind of throwing the rope off the grid.
Yes.
And it hit people on the way out because it's a heavy rope. Like, I can't stress this enough. It's a heavy rope. They throw it back and it launches into people. So if it does that, it's a fault and you have to do it again. You don't get fined though.
You don't get fined.
Nothing too bad happens as long as nobody gets too hurt. But they're kind of just putting it down, right? Is that hard to do? Like the going into that motion and having that momentum and then having to place it down? Is it more of like a behind you or in front of you thing?
In front. It's a rhythm in the momentum. It actually isn't as hard as you think. So they do it. They did it before. One, safety. two, but it just makes it a lot easier and safer for everybody. But when you bring it down, you come down almost like a crunch, put it down, and then you get off. But that way you're not just throwing the rope and hitting your neighbor, the audience. They want to enjoy the good time. But if you do throw the rope out there, you get penalized because you got to go and retrieve it yourself, bring it right back over there, and then do another rep. So that one, just you trying to be fast, can cost you big time.
For sure. While we're here, let me go ahead and give a quick shout out to our sponsors. Shout out to Valor Fitness for providing all of the equipment that you see here on the grid. Shout out to Grassroots Farmers Co-op, Meat with Intention. There's some animal-based supplements, which we love. We got Rumble Roller, you know, go deeper into that tissue and massage it with that self-massaging tool. We have Peachy Athletics for the bottoms, Rebellion Sports for the tops, and of course, shout out the Breakers. They have away and home team uniforms. So now they're wearing their dark uniforms. I've been waiting to see this all season, and I couldn't talk about it, but now I can. What a way to show off.
And they looking lean. It doesn't even look like they have on a shirt right now. The weight vest is just blending in with their uniforms.
It's a very nice shirt. So shout out to them and their respective sponsors for doing that for them. Looking at these game faces, men versus men. We're going to see how they fare against each other here. It's going to be intense. It's going to be a fight. Let's see it. Men versus men. Rafael Ariaza, Kovika Henderson, Matt Cable for the Wild in red. For the Breakers in blue, that's Andrew Dodd, Dylan Fullwood, and that was Nathan Cobb. And they're onto those heavy ropes. The Wild have a slight lead just because they didn't do that transition out, but I'm sure they will do it for the Bachstrums. A lot of fast moving here. You can't even blink or you will miss it. 1 rep remaining for Kovika. And he is going to transition now. Matt Phelan is coming in. Tyler Billington is coming in. Rafael's waiting at the top. And the Breakers were able to get a slight lead here, Taylor.
Oh, wow. Okay, there was a slight little miscommunication there. Matt Cable, he finished one and kind of let the rope fly out. So they had to tell one of the athletes to come back and place it. So that caused them to lose a little bit of the lead that they had right there. But they're right back on track.
That's right. They made up a little bit of that time. But that transition time is really tough. A little bit of a need to speak up from the referees, I think, a little bit more and make it a little bit more clear for the players. But there's 2 fingers in the air remaining for the Breakers. That one was a fault. So 2 more from this point. 2 more remaining for the Wild. Can the Breakers pull off this last one, get into the finish line? Sorry, and go to that farmer carry. No, the jump.
They're going straight into the rope climbs now.
They rope climb. I was going to say jump rope. Look at me. Yep, they're on their way. Transitioning out again for the Breakers, but maybe they're fresher players and they could go a little bit faster. So we'll see who can take this, but the Wild seems to have regained their transition a little bit better. It's better if you transition behind the start line after the rope climbs, because then you could just get into that farmer carry. You got to go there anyway. It's a real tough one, Taylor. What do you think?
Yeah. So you see the men that they have to go all the way up to the black pole as opposed to the women going up to the white line, but they still cannot drop until they get past that red line. But you see Matt Cable, he already knocked it out, and he is going to get set for the farmer's carry.
That's right. Cody Schaefer's finishing off that last rep for the Breakers, and the Breakers are going to get started on that farmer carry first. Nathan Cobb, Dylan Fullwood, Andrew Dodd on the way to that finish line, and their men reign supreme on this male triad.
Yeah, so Wika is again sprinting with that thing. But the Breakers definitely, they made up.
Delayed celebration there a little bit from the Breakers. They were just catching their breath. They're like, thank God we finished this.
Exactly.
I mean, not too far behind from the Wild. I mean, the Wild not too far behind from the Breakers, though, excuse me. Really great showcase from them, but that rope transition cost them a little bit of time and a little bit of confusion, I believe.
Yeah, they had a great start. They started all strong. They were riding off the momentum of what their women did, but then that little hiccup in the middle just allowed the consistent Breakers to just take their time and catch up. And the sport of grid, yes, it's about speed, but it's also about execution as well, too. So smooth is fast, fast is smooth.
I believe there is a coach's challenge flag on the floor. Not sure exactly what is being challenged, but we're going to find out in just a second. They're going to see if it would have definitively affected the outcome of the race. There you see that challenge flag, that red flag that's on the floor. He's already talking to the referees, head judge, and we're going to find out in just a second what exactly that was. Daniel's going to find out for us, actually, which I'm so glad Daniel's here, can I just say. He's making our lives so much easier, because now I actually know everything that's happening on the grid, and I get it from such a sharply dressed source. So shout out to Daniel.
Look at that vest. Yes, so clean.
That's right. So they're cleaning up, dare I say, the male triad, but it looks like they're still going to debate. But let's hear from the horse's mouth. Let's hear from Daniel. Daniel, tell us what's happening.
Looks like Coach Dan Jackson of the Atlanta Wild has thrown the challenge flag. We're challenging the fact that the rope was thrown and not sat down, so it landed outside of the quadrant. They're going to look at the footage and then come back to us with a ruling. Cassie?
Thanks for that, Daniel. I was wondering what exactly it was. Now we talk opinions, Taylor. Go ahead and tell me what you were thinking first.
I kind of figured that Dan was going to challenge that, because that did break up the momentum in the flow, because they had a decent sized lead, but it was out there. Honestly, that rep shouldn't have counted, because he did throw it, and we talked about it was supposed to be set down under control.
Right.
So I don't know if it's going to be a successful challenge, but hey, when you're down, you ain't got nothing to lose, so throw it out.
Absolutely, and we're seeing in real time how they were debating. They were looking back on footage, and of course you have to look back on footage and see how much time that cost them. Did you think that he threw it though?
It came out like it. The best way to tell is that the rope finished behind him. He was closer to us, and the rope finished behind him, so it wasn't set down under control. So it looked like the ref was trying to debate if she was going to call it a fault or not. But she didn't really call it, but she just kind of pointed at it.
Yeah.
And so she just kind of made that the other athlete bring it back in. So whether or not that athlete was supposed to do another rep or not, or if it was still considered a good rep, we're about to see.
So what's being debated is that and how it's written in the rule book now. So they're going to talk about it, see what's written in the rule book, and see how to come back from this. Because if it did end up being a referee error for not kind of calling it in time and giving them enough notice, like, hey, you're supposed to be doing this, that can also cost a lot of time, besides the fact that you have to make up the rep. Right, Taylor?
Exactly. So if it was, in fact, a good rep, here we have it. If it was, in fact, a good rep, and the ref may mess it up, then they have opportunity to come and run it back. But like you said, it has to be definitive. Like, it has to have made a difference in the outcome of it, and I'm not sure if it was or not.
That's right. So we'll find out in just a second. Of course, you get 2 challenge flags per match. So we're going to find out if he gets it back. If he wins, he gets it back.
Yep.
But of course, he still has one more if he doesn't. And there's only one more race, which is the sprint relay. But Coach Dan is trying to close that differential as much as possible because, of course, that'll go on the record for the season. So he's really just trying to make it up here.
And Tom said that they want to come in here and show them that they're still around. And so they're already thinking about next season as well, too. They already know that there's chances of making it to the playoffs is gone, but they want to still put the league on blast and let them know that they're still here and they're not going to be ran over.
That's right, and I love that for them. As you should be very vigilant about everything you do. They're going to find out in just a second, but of course, what we were saying before, well, what we have said before, we haven't said it today. It's very important to make sure you know what you're calling the challenge flag on, right, Taylor? Because you have to be very specific in your words, because if it ends up being something else that went wrong, they won't rerun it.
Exactly. You have 30 seconds to notify the refs on the specific thing that you want to challenge. So in the heat of the moment, it's kind of very hard to kind of get your words right. Like, I know I want to challenge, but which one am I going to challenge? But you have to make sure that it's right.
That's right. So if they do rerun it, it's going to be those final 2 elements, which I believe are the rope climbs and the farmer carries, which is what gives people the most trouble, especially going back to back. But now that they're well rested, I mean, it's been about 3 or 4 minutes. I'm sure they're ready to get back into it, as long as they could get that strategy straightened out.
Exactly. Like, if we were to have to rerun something, this one isn't too bad of something to rerun. I've seen some really bad reruns. This one isn't as taxing. It's still taxing, but it's not as bad as some of the other races I've seen rerun.
That's right. The crowd was going wild earlier. A lot of Breakers fans in the crowd. A lot of Breakers fans in the crowd.
They traveled.
They all traveled. We all traveled.
We did.
Where did you come from, Taylor?
I came from Jersey City, New Jersey.
Jersey City, New Jersey. Wow,
Shout
I've never been there.
Fit. Oh, gosh.
What is New Jersey known for as far as food?
Oh, you know, bagels. Their bagels are really good.
And a lot of cream cheese.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody kept talking about the bagels. I didn't realize it was a thing until I went up there. The hype's real.
And it's good.
It's really good.
I love bagels.
Oh my God.
Even just like a Dunkin' Donuts run. Like
No.
Oh, okay, that's blasphemy. Okay, my bad, my bad. You're right.
Go to Jersey City, New York City. They said something about the water. The place looked dirty, but something about the water is clean. I don't understand it, but the bagels and the cream cheese, top notch.
But it's doing you right, and that's all that matters.
Oh, exactly. Stay away from Dunkin' Donuts once you have their bagels.
There you go. And I'm of course from Miami, so we're known for Cuban coffee. We were talking about that earlier. There's no Cuban coffee here, so we're kind of lacking. We're just drinking American coffee, but that's when we find it though, you guys will notice, because we'll be like we won't be able to talk, and we'll be having a lot of fun over here. Not that we're not having fun, we're having a great time. But make sure you're dropping where you're from and what's the food where you're from. We're kind of hungry. Maybe that's why I'm talking about food. We're gonna get lunch.
Time for second breakfast.
Yeah, you're right. We're going to find out in just a second what the ruling is. We're going to take it to our friend Daniel. Let's go ahead and take a look at that 4th quadrant, though. It looks like everybody's still deliberating on what is going to happen. It looks like they're rebuilding the grid, so could be a good sign for Coach Dan in the Wild. We'll find out in just a second when I take it to my friend Daniel.
All right.
Because I really need to hear it from, the man who knows it all, the sharp-dressed man.
He is ready.
All right, tell me what I need to know, Daniel.
We're here on the grid. The challenge flag was thrown by Atlanta coach Dan Jackson. That challenge is going to be upheld. It looks as though the rope did stay inside the quadrant. So what we're going to do is we're going to rerun those last 2 elements in those last 2 quadrants to see who determines the outcome of this race. Cassie, Taylor?
Thanks for that, Daniel. So they're rebuilding the grid, Taylor. What do you think about that outcome?
That Dan Jackson, he's smart. He saw it, and I told you that the ref was a little bit on the fence about whether or not it was good or not. So she calls her the Wild athlete to go back and place it in, but it was already still, in fact, inside the grid. So they're saying that would have affected the outcome of the match, or the race. So they're going to rerun the last 2 elements.
One of the things that I liked about what he called is that it's really up to interpretation, right? Like, it could have been, oh no, like, I didn't throw it. What is exactly a throw, right? It's like, what constitutes a throw? And of course, they said staying within the quadrant, and which it did, which we thought it didn't. We spoke about it earlier, but it seems like it did stay within the quadrant. So we're gonna see it running back. Of course, the Breakers just took it, and we're going to see if the Wild can take it back. They got the opportunity. They cannot squander it.
Exactly. So we already said that the Wilds, they had a great start, and they didn't lose by that much. So I want to see if they can get it back. What 3 rope climbers that they're going to bring out there. They already got the strength of the guys to make it to the end. So whoever can finish these rope climbs the fastest, I think is going to take it at the end.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fight. If it wasn't a fight before, as we established it already was, it's going to be a dogfight now. Atlanta Wild, Palm Beach Breakers, they're fired up. We're fired up. We hope you're fired up. United Grid League here in Dallas, Texas. They traveled all this way. We're going to find out if they can take this one back after having it stolen from them, essentially, is how Coach Dan put it. So we're going to see it.
And Sydney and Tom Soroka, they had the look in their eye right now. They mean business. They're not even in this, but they went down to the end to make sure they cheered their team on.
Yep. Coach Dan, the devil went down to Georgia, tapped Coach Dan on the shoulder and said, hey, throw that flag. And it's better pay off now. 10 seconds away from seeing which team will take this male triad. Can the Wild close that differential just a bit more? Let's see it. Atlanta Wild versus the Palm Beach Breakers. They're going to that rope climb. Remember, they got 20 pounds strapped to their chest right now, Taylor. They're going all the way up, touching that metal pole. It looks like the Breakers might have a slight lead here. They're a little bit less heavy than the Wild look right now.
Oh, but I'm up here watching Matt Cable right now. He's the biggest guy on the Wild team, and he is knocking these out faster than the other athletes. He is destroying these, representing thick nastics.
He sure is. They are just about neck and neck. Nathan Cobb is going to be the first one off the rope. Matt Cable coming off the rope. 1 rep remaining for Cody Schaefer. Reese Lyons finishing up. They have to get to that farmer carry. Matt Phelan is coming out. Tyler Billington finishing off that 1 rep. Tyler Billington, 1 rep remaining.
They got faulted. The Wild got faulted.
I don't know that there was a fault, Taylor. Kavika Henderson going all the way down to the end. And the Breakers are going to take that male triad for a second time.
Wow, there was a little bit of confusion because
that was a referee error, Taylor, if I've ever seen one, and it's sad to see. Can't tell you exactly what it was, but it was good that they decided just to go down to the end and take it back anyway. We see the equipment manager, Stephanie, with her hand in the air. That means do not move the equipment quite yet, because they might have to rerun it again. Let's see what Coach Dan has to say about it.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, on the second rope climb, after Tyler finished and came down, it looked like a good rep, but then the ref called it as a fault. But then they came back and then they ruled it as not a fault. And so I think there was a little bit of communication error, whereas their boys could have started a lot sooner. So I don't know if they're going to rerun it.
Yeah, Taylor, it's a really hard one. It looks like they're putting the equipment away. They're deliberating behind the finish line. Of course, you have to see if it would have definitively affected the outcome of the race, which maybe it's not. It doesn't look like Coach Dan is planning on throwing it again. You have to do it within 30 seconds after the race. Is that correct, Taylor?
Yeah, you do. But also, I think Dan also doesn't want to put his athletes through a lot.
Through a lot of pain.
They're also very injured as well too. So I saw him kind of shake his head. I think he saw it too. He's a very smart guy, but I don't think he wants to put his guys through too much more.
That's a good point, Taylor. So we're going to find out in just a second a little bit more about this. Oh, is he going to throw it? Coach Dan, what a player.
A little teaser.
He grabbed grabbed that challenge flag. He held it over the ground and he dangled it around. He just put it back in his pocket. We'll find out in just a second. We're going to take it to Daniel on the grid for an interview. Tell me a little bit about that, Daniel.
We're down back on the grid again with Nate Cobb, Matt Evans of the Breakers. Nate, I'll start with you. Last week, you got your feet wet. This week, you're back in it, doing big things. Now, your coaches, I'm not blowing smoke. I got one of the coaches here. Rookie of the Year has been thrown out with your name in only 2 weeks now of competing in matches. How does that feel to have your name in such high regards, but also what you've been able to do so far in those 2 weeks on the grid?
I mean, I'm very thankful that my name is in the pot for that. I mean, I just do what I need to do. I do my assignments to the best of my ability to get my team where they need to go, get W's. The only thing better than that Rookie of the Year is getting that championship at the end of the year. So I want that championship, and then Rookie of the Year would be a good cherry on top. That'd be cool.
Yeah, and Matt, the talk going into the match was you got 5 people that you really wanted to solidify a good amount of workload for today. Have those 5 met expectations, and what does the future look like moving forward, not just for championships, but for the sustainable future of the Breakers program?
Yeah, so the 5 people have done a great job. I mean, Cobb's done amazing. Some of our veterans have showed up perfect today, too. As he said, we're not playing for accolades, we're playing for a championship. Our team has done something really special this year. We're focused. We're going to refocus for tomorrow. We're going to have a little fun with the Lions because there's a good chance we're going to see them now twice. So we'll see what happens the rest of the day. But we're very proud of the team, the organization as a whole, and we're going to take this home.
All right, well, best of luck for the sprint relay. Look forward to seeing you guys in August.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for that, Daniel. We'll be right back after your education on the sprint relay. Don't go anywhere. We're going to close it out for you. Be right back.
The sprint relay is the final race of every match and is worth an extra point for the race win. It is a relay race with 1 player allowed on the grid at a time and 8 elements to perform. Any player can perform on any element, and substitutions can happen at any time, except when a player performs the last rep of an element. In that case, the player must run back to the start line, perform a 4-point touch behind the start line, and sprint through to the finish line, permanently leaving the race. The next player may enter once the previous one has crossed the finish line. The only exception is the distance element that ends at the finish line with no sprint back required. The catch is, 4 men and 4 women must finish the 8 elements. The sprint relay is a great balance of strategy to decide which players in what order are the best combination, along with clean and well-executed elements by the players, to lead to the best race outcome for the team. Remember, 4 men and 4 women must finish the 8 elements in the sprint relay.
Breaking news in the grid world. Tell me what we just learned, Taylor.
The Wild ironically threw their super wild card. So this is something new that the Grid League decided to implement this year, where each team has the opportunity to use 1 time for the entire season, super wild card, where there's no roster rules. So typically in a wild card, you're coming in and you can only come in for those 2 races. But in some instances, where this one instance where you use a super wild card, it doesn't matter. It just ex-nates all the other roster rules. So they're bringing back their stud Amanda Fisher in place of Vilma Gray to close it out for them, which is going to give them some great ending power.
I mean, I have to say, if there were any time to use a sprint relay, it's when Amanda Fisher is on your roster. That is a powerhouse athlete. I'm so glad she's back, and I hope to see her back next season. But glad she came and was able to, play around with her team a little bit and get her feet wet this season.
I did hear her in the back talk back and forth with Coach Dan, and they were saying something, but I did hear her say, I told you I was only out for 1 season, that I was going to be back for next season. So I'm just going to say it.
That might be a little taste test, Taylor.
So look, the Wild said that they wanted to put the league on blast and that they're already prepping for the next 3 seasons. So I think having Amanda back in here to show that she's still all in. And I talked to David McKellar, and he said that he he loved this sport as well too. So if he comes back next year as well too, I think we're going to be seeing an even stronger Wild team next year.
I love that for them, Taylor. Let's go ahead and get into this sprint relay, though. I'm going to give you the actual factuals. It's going to be 155-pound clusters. It's going to be 10 of those in the first quadrant, followed by 4 aerials. It's going to be a sled push from start to finish without needing a 4-point touch to go back. It's going to be that 6-foot, 1-inch wall that we saw earlier. It's going to be burpees over the wall. That's going to hurt. It's going to be 5 of those. You're going to do those as quickly as possible. Get to 2 handstands on the ring, so you have to establish a hang before you get into those handstands. It's going to be 7 bar muscle-ups. It's going to be 35-pound double kettlebell ground to overheads, however you want to do them, clean and jerk and snatching them, as long as it goes from the ground to overhead. It's going to be 10 of those total. Then finally, we have 4 deadlifts at 330 pounds.
And if I'm placing my money on where they're going to put Amanda at, I think they're going to have her close it out with those deadlifts over there. I know they ain't going to have her come in and just do 1 cluster. So she can move some weight. So why not bring back the queen and have her close it out? She started out strong for the Wild. Let's have her close it out again.
I love that idea. I would also do that. That sounds like a great one. If I'm not mistaken, I think Mixa Miller might be coming out for those clusters, though. She's got great squat speed. She's one of the older ones on the Wild, which is really interesting. One of the oldest in the league. So it's really cool to see people keep up with their fitness and their athleticism like that.
And it shows that age has no boundaries.
That's right.
Yeah, so
What's your excuse?
My excuse? I've been doing this for 10 plus years.
I mean, not you, not you.
I get ready to say, I'm
Actually,
like, hold up.
you know what? I'm asking myself, what's my excuse? Because I can't do any of those things. So I'm going to get to training, actually.
I guess I'm like, these joints said I'm retired.
I love that for you, Taylor. And you know what? I'm glad you retired. Not because I don't like seeing you on the grid, because I love sitting down and talking with you all day. And I get to talk with you all day today and all day tomorrow. It's a dream come true. It's like if it was my birthday and my birthday wish came true.
Oh, man, it's cancer season. It is cancer season. But what's your sign?
I'm actually a Sagittarius.
My mom's a Sagittarius.
Really? We're fiery.
Yes. When's your birthday?
November 30th. I'm a November one.
Oh, my mom's a December.
So she's not as bad as me, probably. Just kidding, just kidding. It just means I like to yap a lot. I think that's what my sign means. That's what I've been told. I've been told my whole life, hey, you should be a lawyer. And I think it just means because I just like talk so much. And I'm just like that voice that you just like keep on hearing in your ear all the time. And I decided, no, I want a microphone. So I could just talk extra.
Exactly. And be on camera too. So
less paperwork.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Less paperwork, less reading. I'm like,
a lot of fun here.
Fun.
Yeah. So a lot of fun here on the grid. They're setting up that wall. I mean, we had the times that we knew that this was going to be set up. Did I know that the wall was going to take that long? No. That wall is honestly so entirely massive. If we take a look at the 4th camera, you can see for it yourself. Because, I mean, look at that thing. If I could probably just like bend my knees and go underneath that thing. So, I mean, I could walk straight under it with my arms up and you wouldn't be able to tell a thing. So it's very tall. I don't know how I could stress that enough, Taylor.
It's tall. I'm a tall 5'2" and 3/4.
Oh, that's pretty tall.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too, in my head. But then when I stand up next to it, ooh.
That's when it hurts.
In my head, I really feel as if I'm like 5'7", 5'8". But then when I see stuff like this, implements like the burpee to wall, it completely shrinks me back down to real size.
Yeah, it's kind of like on Tinder. Like it's like, oh yeah, I'm like 5'11", I'm 5'11", and they're like 5 feet, like me. So, but don't let the wall fool you. It actually is 6 feet 1 inch. You just can't tell from their Tinder profile.
Shout out to Tinder. Sponsor us.
Sponsored. No, I'm kidding. David McKellar might be coming out for those clusters. No belt needed. 155 pounds. Lightweight. Nathan Cobb on the other side, getting ready for these game faces. Last race. And let's go, David McKellar. We got Nathan Cobb for the Blue Breakers over there with those fancy away team jerseys with that black. But they're having an absolute blast on the grid. It's pretty much taken away. The Breakers have a strong lead. There's no coming back from the deficit from the Wild side. But, I mean, look at those clusters.
I know. I was talking to David. He just came back from nationals last week, excuse me. And he thought that this match was next week, so he thought he had 2 weeks of conditioning. But he's like, oh, I only have 7 days. So it's good to see him back out here. But
glad he didn't miss his flight over here. Sabrina Cheney making up a lot of time for the Breakers over there. She's finished. Tyler Billington working over here, doing very well for a male athlete, might I say, because these are very hard to do. He's going to go all the way to the finish line, and that's going to bring out Andrew Dodd over there for the Breakers. They have a very healthy lead over there. Matt Cable coming out for the Wild.
Yeah, so you see Andrew just made this look like, I don't even know if they had all the weight on there because he made it look so light out here. But you have Dylan over here about to knock out these burpee over the wall. He's a lighter but taller guy, so he's just going to fly over this with no issue.
That's right. Dylan Fullwood, he got those hops, man. I mean, dare I say, best in the league. I mean, he can really get up there with ease. I mean, he barely has to bend his triceps there at the top. He's so fast. He's going to hit that 4-point touch and head all the way to the finish line before it brings out the next element. Matt Phelan, of course, this is his rookie year. He's doing a lot of work for a rookie, especially on a team like the Wild, where you got to make up a lot of stuff. So Reese Lyons coming out for those hang-to-handstands. He has one of my favorite in the league. Look at that. He just goes right into the next one. Woo! That's going to be a 4-point touch. Getting out of there. Rafael Ariata is going to be coming out for the Wild to do the same thing that Reese Lyons just did. Looks like the Breakers are one entire element ahead here. She's going to be starting on those bar muscle-ups. We're looking at Billy Shelton. Billy Shelton proving herself to be also a very good rookie.
Yeah, and we saw her take out Heather Hudson in the burpee ringer in the last match. And Seashow is a really strong rookie and somebody to keep your eye on throughout the rest of the season.
Definitely. Carrie Billington looking up to make some time here on those bar muscle-ups. Billy Shelton's going to get out of there, bringing in Alyssa Hoffman, who we saw do her little interview earlier. It's going to be ground to overhead. She's doing them as snatches because she is just that strong. 1 rep remaining for Carrie Billington. She's going to hit that 4-point touch before getting out of there. Alyssa Hoffman, man, those look so light. I like how she's grabbing it from the side like that.
And trying to press it up, yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice. I mean, it's coming down on her wrist just a little bit. You got to make sure you hit the standard, though. Bryn Carrick is coming in. It looks like the Wild were able to make up just a little bit of time. They weren't as behind as they were going into that next element, but that's going to bring in Vita Vetterkind, and she is coming out for that heavy barbell. You love a woman on the heavy barbell, Taylor. You love a woman showing up for her team and doing what she has to do, and of course the same thing is going to happen on the other side when Amanda Fisher does it. But Vita Vetterkind with that fast sprint to the finish line, not showboating, not doing any of that, just a clean win for the Palm Beach Breakers here in Dallas, Texas, day 1.
Oh man, this has been such an exciting match. And I see Amanda I love having her back on here. Gave her thumbs up to her team out there, but just she's been a great support on the sidelines, and that's what you need. That energy is a great energy to have on the line. I know the Wild has been missing her.
Man, this Atlanta Wild looks more a team than we've seen in the last 2 matches. They look a lot more cohesive. They look a lot happier. They look more like a team, and I am so happy that Coach Dan was able to pull that off. It looks like the official score for the end of this is going to be 22-13. That is a 9-point differential added to the Breakers, +9, and the negative for the Wild, -9. And we'll be getting those standings to you tonight through Instagram. But look at that camaraderie. This was actually Vilma Gray's former team. Last season was the first time that she played for the Wild. This is her second time playing for the Wild. She was originally on the Breakers, so it's all love between these teams, all love at the end of the day, but in the middle of it, it's a dogfight, Taylor.
It is a dogfight, and I know the score is what it is. It's going to definitely help the Breakers in the point differential, but just to see the fight from the Wild really shows that they're in this, that they could have easily just kind of taken it easy and just not care, but they wanted to show the league that they're still fighters. And I'm really proud with how they performed and showed up all day today.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Taylor. What an amazing showing from these two teams, and more to come from them tomorrow. So hopefully they rest up and they could get back on that horse, because we are in Texas and there's tons of horses, I'm told. Texas Longhorns. Is that a kind of cow? I don't know. We're not from here, guys. We're from the East. So,
The East Coast.
you know, she got bagels. I have pastelitos and coffee. So we're in the middle of this. We're going through it. We're getting ready for this next matchup. It's going to be at 11:30, the Tampa Bay Brigade versus the Las Vegas Venom. In the meantime, I'm Cassie Martinez.
And I'm Taylor Stallings.
We'll be right back